We are turned the fuck up
tonight. Oh shit!
I'm so happy to introduce our next guest. I've known this man for a very long time. And he's one of the greatest. His knowledge of a lot of shit is crazy. This is legend. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to the Combat Jack Show, R.A. the Rugged Man.
Thank you for coming, R.A. the Rugged Man. If y'all don't know, y'all about to find out. We're sitting with a legend right now. So appreciate you very much for doing this for real.
Oh, no problem.
Because we are definitely fans.
Oh, thanks.
Definitely of your work, because you've been inspiring us from childhood to now. Real talk.
Means that I'm old as...
No, that just means...
the curse on this show?
Yeah, they just do you. But
it just means that old as fuck. Since we were kids, we were listening to you. He's like damn near 50. Like, since I was a baby, I've been listening to you.
But all right, you've been to Copenhagen a couple of times now. Yeah? How many times have you been here, though?
I don't know. I don't know anything like that. I do shows and people are like, this is the third time you're here. This is the sixth time. This is the first time. And, oh, okay. It's I don't like a lot of people. Some rappers could name every time they've been someplace and then I don't know any of that shit. It's a big blur in my fucking head. Because most rappers have managers and tour managers, but I'm like dealing with all the behind the scenes shit. I'm dealing with this and getting there and that, boom, boom. Then I got to perform, then I got to get, so
you only performing here in Denmark, or you been at any other places?
No, we was in Oslo, and then we was in Zurich, now Denmark, and then we have two more shows. Then we have Romania, Cologne, Germany, Italy, forgive me, whoever I'm forgetting, Netherlands, UK, you know, still doing some more.
Been around, yeah, okay.
And my mom just did like 60 shows together in the last, I don't know, we've been doing shows together a lot lately, yeah.
Wow, okay. Have you been performing at Christiania before, or is this the first?
I've been here before, yeah.
Okay, dope. So, what do you feel about Christiania? Is it a dope place to be, or?
You feel? I love it. The only thing, like, whenever I get the crowd crazy,
yeah,
like, or have them jumping off into the pit or whatever, there's all like, you know, like it's like a log cabin. There's like wooden shit I'm like, are they not like smashing to the wood, like their faces and shit, you know? Like usually it's a film, you know. I'm like, yeah, there's a big log in the middle of those things,
exactly,
which is cool. Nobody got hurt, but I mean, I was thinking like, yeah, somebody off these stage dive, there's like wood blocks everywhere. I'm like, glad I'm gonna jump into the wood, but they don't. So it's all
I saw a little stage dive before, and I was like, damn, there was room for that shit in here. I didn't even know.
There was no room. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And then he paid me less, so I'm like, somebody's gonna break some shit off, and then they try to pay me less or something.
So
we're gonna smash into something. Like, that's why we always get paid before the show, in case something gets fucked up. Be like, hey, you hired me to come. I fuck shit up sometimes.
That shit happens sometimes. But one thing I always wanted to ask you for real.
Oh no,
is not for real.
No, just kidding.
This is because I love to ask everybody this. What made...
Oh, you made it sound like it was something big, like personal. Like I always wanted to ask you.
It is.
Then I ask it to everybody now.
I still do, because it's a personal thing, but everybody can relate. And the thing I want to ask you is, what made you start with the music?
Well, and there was kids in the neighborhood rapping, a couple of kids, not too many actually. You know, it was kind of newer. And I was the only good white kid at the time when I was a kid in my neighborhood. You know, there was one kid, beatbox brother, who could beatbox, and he rapped a little bit, but he was more beatboxing and party and dancing. And then, I don't know, when I started doing the rapping, I started getting better than everybody, and it just was natural, you know? So, I don't know. So, it was, I'm not good at too many things in life, so I was good at it. Oh, shit, I'm good. And then they took me to parties, and I was better than the people at the parties, and it just kept getting better and better. So I was like, all right, this is what I do good, I guess. And not much else I do good, so I do this. So I just kept doing it. And
yeah, wanted to fucking better to do it.
The last project you released, how was it working on that?
That was a tough one. You know, I was a bit of a perfectionist on that one, because I was very proud of Legends Never Die, and you want to top it. So, you know, I was going a little crazy. And now, even when I listen to it now, I'm like, you know, you put everything, you put the kitchen seats, everything in there, you know, like that could have been 2 albums, you know, I should have released that shit as 2 albums, but it was a big gap in between albums, so I didn't feel right giving, like, you know, 12, so I said, give them a big package, 21 songs, you know, of every style, just give it all to them, storytelling, rowdy rah-rah stuff, some good funk shit, soul shit, like just give them fast flows, slow flows. I just want to give them some knowledge records, some sex records. I just want to get them a little bit of everything. So really, I went a little overboard on the last one. And I actually think the next one, I already got 20 songs for that, but I'm not going to do another 20-song album. I think the next one I'll do 12 or 13 and then put out another album the next year like normal people do,
Do you also produce?
Well, I was producing my whole life. I was producing beats, and I kind of just second-guessing my own production, and I'd end up, I'd like writing to other people's beats, so I wouldn't think about the production side. I could focus on the MCing. But that said, my engineer, Chris Conway, who's like a master engineer, but he says I'm basically, because a lot of the guys, not all of them, there's guys who the beat's done when they hand it in, but a lot of guys, if I hear a kick and a snare and a bass line and maybe a loop that I like, I'll take the beat, and I could write something real good to it, but then I produce the shit out of it. I bring in my live musicians, I bring in my engineers, I make it like, bring in my vocalists, bring in my DJs, and I go and produce the shit out of it. So, and my engineer thinks I should put produced by RA on most of the songs. I'm like, that's not hip-hop. Hip-hop is the beat maker fucking produce the shit. If we were doing a rock record, I'd be, produced by me. I arranged it and put it together, told the musicians where to put it, but and added all these elements to it. And but producing in hip-hop, to me, I like to give, and also the thing is, I see a lot of people that take the credit. What's producing it going to do for my career? But what's going to do for the kid who made the beat or the person that made the beat? It's like, I produced that joint. It just looks better, sounds better. Maybe they could sell a beat to somebody better for, for it, not better than me at rapping, but I mean like a better budget, motherfucker with a budget, like not paying out the pocket type of guy like me,
Also, one thing I always wondered, and wanted to ask you is there a favorite topic that you like to rap about?
Well, I like MC rapping. Like, I like, rock the party rapping, That's the era I'm from, my whole childhood was the 80s. I like rapping about being the best and rapping about beating you in a battle and rhyming better than you. I like all of that shit. And I know that's not always for everybody. So, I could rap any topic, so I don't have too many of those braggadocious records on the album, but I love doing them.
Okay.
But usually on my albums, I have one or two of them, But my favorite shit is the braggadocious hip-hop, don't stop, who could be the top at what they do, who's the best, who's the greatest. Those are my favorite kind of, rapidy rap rhymes. But, whatever the topic is. Like right now we're dealing with this whole, Palestinian and Israel and babies being slaughtered all over the damn country, and I see everybody thinking about the right ways to tweet about it or right ways to do this, and I'm like, I don't know how to handle that. Like, what am I doing to, I'm just one person, and then eventually, something like that. Hopefully, a pen where you pick up, I have no idea what to write about it, but I think a lot of times, like, as it's going on, I'm processing it, and then the pen comes out when like, so I like that sometimes when like there's things in the world happening, and I don't have to go to social media to say, look how important I am because I have an opinion on something, which some people are educated, some people are in the cut, some people do care, and that's not, I'm not taking away from that either, but it's just the way I like to write about things that kind of affect the world sometimes as well.
One thing I love about the bars and the delivery and everything you actually do, especially the storytelling part, bruh, wow. I ain't never heard or seen anybody do it like you. Real talk.
Well, what's funny is the new album I'm working on, I have too many songs already, because I didn't want to do, and then I was looking at the track list, and I have, I have some stories. I write a lot of stories. So I was thinking, maybe just do a content album of bars and lyrics and beats, and some topical stuff, like we said, some stuff about politics in the world, and there's maybe some fun records as well. And then I was thinking about doing an EP called The Storybook or Storytelling, not Storytelling, but I haven't named it, but like a storytelling EP with a book you know, and the whole, you know, maybe comic for the story. So I'm thinking about taking the songs off of my next album that are all stories, and then adding a couple stories and doing like a 6 or 7 EP of just stories rather than have, because my last album is another thing. You're in a jumpy party mood, and then you got this depressing, sad, horrible story and makes you want to cry. And then you go, oh, okay, now we're back to the hip hop, and you don't stop shit. So I'm not saying it's the wrong way to do it, but I'm thinking maybe I'll do a storytelling album and a regular classic album that's kind of like rap over beats. Look, I rap really good over beats. Here we go.
Put your hands in the sky. Just 45 minutes, 45 bars of lyricism. Let's do it. Yo, yo.
Some of your favorite artists that's been affecting your skill set and like your work and inspired you?
The Juice Crew is my biggest inspiration out of everybody, you know. So Mary, about, say, my 30 favorite rap songs of all time, 15 of them were probably produced by Marley. So Biz, you know, Kane, even the Rakim records Marley did, he wasn't Juice Crew, but MC Shan's first 2 albums, Tragedy, like all Master Ace, of course, you know, Roxanne and Craig, and that whole crew. And Biz is one of my favorite rappers of all time, rest in peace. And
yeah,
but that was a lot of my favorite records ever made, you know. So Biz Markie and Heavy D, we write the songs that make the whole world sing. But Heavy D is what I loved, and he wasn't Juice Crew, but Heavy D, and Poor Righteous Teachers, Wise Intelligent, that era. That's the era when Public Enemy opened the doors. I mean, there was knowledge dropping. Rakim was dropping 5%, you know, facts and all this stuff. But, you know, when Chuck really started dropping some knowledge, and then, you know, he really did a lot for the community. And then, you know, X-Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers and YZ from Jersey. And there were all these, like, Rakim Shabazz. Oh, we just lost 45 Kings. So his whole crew, you know, Cheer Up G, Latif, Latif, Malcolm Fresh, Apache, like the whole 45 King flavor unit, that they were huge influence on me. I mean, I could go on forever. And Super Lover C just showed up at my North Carolina show, and his flow was Pill's flow, but Super Lover C's flow was so next level to me. It was just so, he was a top tier flow of the time, but he just never got the recognition, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed. That typically happens in, call it the industry or what you want, but
well, the originators, yeah, the pioneers never get it. The 90s, crazy. If you go, these are the black, like hip hop started in 1994 or some shit.
Yeah,
you know, all the writers, whatever historians, like 1994 stuff. Meanwhile, everything that happened in 1994 already happened in hip hop.
Yeah,
everything. I mean, you had great rappers doing it, but they were all doing interpretations of what was already done. And that's no diss to them. Like, I do it too, but like, you know, from Mad to Nas to Wu to all of them, from the West Coast to everybody, they were all doing what had already been done in the 80s, whether it was Cool G Rap, KRS-One, Rakim. It was already done, whether it was Kaz, whether Melly, the message. Everything was done, and the flows had already been done. But people, you know, like you say, take somebody great like Pun and, you know, G-Rap was, you know, the 90s was just kind of like there was way more money, way more promotion, and it became universal worldwide. So the great underground hip-hop type of dudes were able to have these platforms, and like guys like J. Rue would have hit songs on the radio, and you know, like even Martin, you know, one of the most famous songs of all time, you know, Shook Ones. That's the most street record ever. That's not no radio, and it wasn't radio hit, you know, and it changed history. So the 90s had money to really push hip hop stuff. Where the 80s dudes, a lot of dudes that originated stuff like that was already like, and as much as I love Trad now, that whole thing like Tragedy, we, you know, that all, you know, Tragedy was doing that Illmatical, you know, he was doing it all, you know, so I kind of hate seeing how the 80s is just written off. And then even like, you know, 50 years of hip hop, you know, did they even got Houdini performing anywhere? Did they, you know, rest in peace to Ecstasy, but Jalil's out there like, yo, what's up? You know, I was doing Sean Bookman, the other Blair, and Raheem from the Furious 5 came out, and Grandmaster Cass came out, and those are the dudes that were just reinventing everything, you know? Yeah.
What's one of, like, through your whole career, what's one of the funniest things you experienced in your career? Like a memory you can't forget because it was hilarious as fuck.
Yeah, can't.
Must be many, though.
You know, I was dealing in the industry, and I have a lot of bad memories, you know, because I was young, and yeah, they take advantage of you, you know. So I was angry most of the time. I don't really have good memories from my youth, you know, in hip hop. I mean, no, you know what I guess the good memories are? I don't know if they're I don't have too many funny stories off the head, but the good memories were out of friendships that we all made, you know? Like Smooth and Trigger from Brooklyn, they just posted a thing for K-Slay, and it just made me feel like, oh man, I miss these brothers. Like Smooth and Trigger, shout out to Smooth and Trigger, like they are some of the most insanely dope limers ever. And you know, they had a couple deals and they had a couple hits, but they nice their whole life, you know. And DR Period, you know, that's just a random memory because I just looked at my phone and saw them on my phone 2 minutes ago. But like the fight, Buck Wild, you know, seeing him start from out of nowhere, just, you know, I think I met Buck Wild, who was making beats for like 2 months, you know, and Easy LP, I just talked with him for 2 hours. Easy LP ended up making some hits for everybody. G-Dep, you know, the Special Delivery, and Biggie Smalls, I love, what's the Fuck Bitches Get Money. I mean, he got tons of hits. Blood Money. But getting on the phone with him and reminisce, it's just a reminiscing, and yeah, so those are the fun times, just talking about, you know, what the fuck we missed in the game and what it was like back then, and, you know, so the old people talks. I have a lot of good memories of the artists. The industry was gross, but I made some of the most amazing friendships imaginable in hip-hop, you know, and a lot of love and you know, connections that we connect forever till we die, because you can see some of them are dying already, you know, and I might die, and who the hell knows? So we made, no, not God forbid, we all will, but God forbid it's soon, but, you know, yeah, we all made these lifelong friendships till death, you know, that was, I guess, it's not a funny, you should ask that funny story. I'm giving you the serious, life, man, you know, but that's hip-hop. We made lifelong friendships till death with so many of people. We like love each other through music and our experiences, you know. So that's my favorite thing about hip hop, you know.
So what?
And also my favorite thing is I have children now, and look, I'm here doing a show in Denmark, and I get to bring some money home to my kids and buy them, you know, a little. They want a bicycle or this and that. So I'm feeding my children through the only thing I was able to do good in my life. And now I'm able to feed my kids through it, and, you know, so it's a blessing. Hip hop was, you know, I go, oh, the industry treated me so bad. It did. But then now with the indie scene, it's all a new game, you know. The last 20 years was a new game, you know.
So where do you like performing most? Is it in the US or in Europe?
Well, I'll tell you, the European promoters most of the time have this shit together more.
Okay.
You know, I spent a lot of times in U.S. or Canada or whatever, where, you know, the coked up guy doesn't have your money and you got to fucking, hey, I want my money and all this bullshit. And it doesn't happen as much in Europe. It still happens here. But, you know, and I'm not a big artist with an entourage of 7 and I go, oh, go handle my money. You handle this. I don't have a tour manager. I rate with my DJ. We handle all our own shit, so it's like trying to fucking do a show and you're dealing with fucking drama before the show is taken away from the fans, because now your energy's on this, and then you got to go out and act like everything's all right. So yeah, Europe. That was a long-winded answer.
But is there any country in Europe where you feel like you get more love than other countries?
No, Europe. You know, I'm paraphrasing, but the Marx Brothers. Groucho Marx once said, he said, in America, you're as good as your last work, you know? And so if you don't have something out that month, it's whatever, you know? And they said, in Europe, you're as great as your greatest work, you know? And he said that in the 40s, you know? So, So, you know, Europe has a little bit more appreciation. They're like, yo, that's the person that made that movie. That's the person that made that painting. That's that person that made that song that moved me. Like, they're not like, what magazine cover is he on this month? They don't give a fuck. They want the art that they love. They appreciate the art more here. Not everybody, but you know, as a higher percentage, I guess. You know?
It's also because one actual fact is that, like, most of the times people out here in Europe don't know if you guys are coming out here. So it's like, man, I hope we get to see y'all. Like, the same meal. It's crazy to sit here in front of, I could actually allow myself to say a teacher, a role model, and because when I think about hip-hop and real hip-hop, I think about, like, role models as you, because you are actually a voice that people don't have. So I feel like most of the times you actually speak for us.
Oh, thanks.
In the tracks. So, like, when brothers like us get to meet and greet brothers like you, is like, damn, wow, okay.
Oh, thanks.
You know, it's an honor because, like I said, you are inspiring. And not only that, you're teaching a lot of lessons, but beautifully, you know.
Oh, thanks.
Really,
man.
You know.
Thanks.
So it's fucking
It took
awesome.
me a lot of years to get there, you know. I try my best, you know, so.
But I feel like I got to tell you, like, you appreciate it around Europe, the whole world. I just know for a fact because, yeah, it's needed. It's needed. And one thing I also wanted to ask, because I saw an interview with Nordward.
Oh, yeah, my boy.
I was like, yo, he like the feds, ain't he? He just know crazy shit.
Nardwuar was great. Yeah, he knew a lot of shit about everything. He's a maniac. I love him.
I swear, like, I
saw one of my favorite interviews because it was so entertaining. I thought he was great. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's dope. So
shout out to Nardwuar. I hope his health is good. I think he had a health scare about 5 years. I think he's been better ever since.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think he's fine. I think he's fine, but I think there was something I was like, oh, shit, Nardwuar get well, but I think he got well. You know?
Okay, we got to give him one this time. Biggie. Biggie Small, you said Biggie before, and I wanted to ask you this, because I've heard, like, Biggie used to get, for example, like, some training or something from a famous guy in the States that used to do jazz.
Oh, the Headhunters, yeah. I was just with them last night in Zurich. That's so random that you asked me that.
So the reason I'm asking this...
Oh, because you saw it on the...
No. It's because, I've heard it a couple of times, and I was like, because the way you flow, I was like, have you ever been doing stuff like that, like working with jazzy flows and stuff? Because...
No, when I came up, there was, you know, and then when I was a teenager, after I was starting to rap, so, you know, if you're trying to go further with hip hop, and those are the standards, the gold standards. So I didn't need jazz musicians. You know, we already had Pooba and Chubb Rock and all these other guys. So. But yeah, the jazz, the Headhunters, they was in Zurich last night. We had dinner together. Crazy funny. It was random. They were sitting there, older white guy, older black guy, two other guys, and they was talking music, and they said something. I said, wait, who are you guys? And he said, Headhunters. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. So we just started talking. I was trying to get them out to my show last night, but the Headhunters, Google them if you don't know who they are. It was with Herbie Hancock, and a lot of famous records sampled them. You know, a lot of famous rap records sampled these guys. You know,
it is. So, do you have any more questions?
Actually, yeah. Where's the next performance at? The next show? Where's?
I think it's in Cologne, Germany. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but tomorrow I'm getting on an early plane and flying to see my children, so that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Dope. We wish you a blessed tour and a blessed journey.
Thanks.
And we really want to thank you for doing this interview.
No problem.
Because you just did a gig in the air, you know. So it's dope as hell, and we appreciate you that we got to meet you and get to talk to you.
Cool.
And ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
thank you for watching, and bless up.
R.A., the rugged man.